Harder I go, the easier it gets. Money is legal, we go on the gym. Lower than me, then you getting a split. See me in person, I ain't for the pics. I'm on the east, but shout out to 6. Blood, sweat, and tears, and I didn't quit. You rockin' a lot, but no one could bit. I guess you a dog, you both snip. Doing me dirty, I'm getting you swept. Do what I gotta to keep my breath. I'm not trying to promote no damn, but guarantee I'll be last one left. When shit goes down, I'm way too solid. Get shit done while all y'all stalling. Came from welfare, now we ballin'. That's what happens when you wallin'. Am I one in a million? I don't know, probably. I'm smoking on GG, I feel like a zombie. Hop in the phone and go Ricky Bobby. The one on my side, only one.
There's the clap. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to F.A.W.B, episode 10. Today, we have Peter, a.k.a. Toad, with us as a special guest. And then, as always, Buffalo Joe here. Welcome, guys. It's a pleasure to have you both on with me today. Before we get started, though, I'd like to go over, in the description below, we have a sponsorship package. Feel free to check it out. We're looking for sponsors to help not only sponsor the podcast, but sponsor our competition team so that we can help, some of these younger guys get up to competitions, help them with their gear, even also help them with some of their gym dues. If you're interested in being a part of that and being a part of our team, please feel free to reach out. All the information is going to be in the description below. So, yeah, episode 10, man. Can you believe it? We made it this far?
I thought we would have been canceled by now, honestly.
I truly thought we were going to be done. It was kind of amazing that we even made it to episode 1 because we had such a build-up to even get started with this stuff that now we're here and now we're in double digits, bro.
Yeah,
that's double digits.
I feel like we already made it. I feel like we made it. Bro.
I go and I'm noticed everywhere, man. I went to Papa Murphy's. I don't know if we can. We'll talk about Papa Murphy's. They're okay with it. I'm on they know me there. That's what I was getting to. I went into Papa Murphy's to go get a pizza, and the guy behind the counter is like, "Oh man, I think I know you. You look familiar." And I started naming off my credentials, like, "Oh, you heard about this? You heard about the street beef stuff?" And that's what it was. So, I got to work on my signature because like I said, I don't know how to write very well. I think it's part of like the dyslexia.
I'm actually surprised you know how to write at all.
Why? I don't know. I can write letters. I just don't know how to spell or anything like that. So
yeah,
I do a lot of chicken scratch. But anyway, pleasure to have you here, Peter.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys.
Of course, man. Peter's fairly new to our establishment. How long you been here now?
Probably going on a month now.
Going on about a month. That's right. Yeah. It's been a pleasure having you. We've loved training with you. You've been consistent, which is huge for our gym. I mean, consistency over everything, guys. The more consistent you are, not only is it beneficial for yourself, but you're helping the other individuals that are here training, man. I mean, they need people to train with. So if you're a good training partner and you're showing up on time, we love having you around. How'd you happen to hear about us?
So kind of a funny story, but when I moved out here, like basically 2 years ago, I was at 24 Hour Fitness just hitting the heavy bag. Mm-hmm. And then one of our mutuals, me and Roman, our mutuals,
shout out to Chef.
Yeah. But Ninja Steve.
What's
Steve,
up, Steve? He's awesome.
Shout out to
man.
Ninja Steve, bro. But yeah, I was just hitting the heavy bag and basically just came up to me and was like, "Dude, like your striking looks pretty good, man. You want to get in some rounds with us, So basically just did some light sparring right there.
Were you part of that? I believe they're called the Backyard Bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're part of them. Shout out to you guys, nice. Mike and who's it? Roman and Steve and they're like a Kenny and Victor too. What's up, Victor? Good. They've all. I think most of them have come through on Friday nights, open mats.
Yeah, a solid group of scrappers, man.
But,
yeah, and then basically from then on, we just
showed up.
Showed up, and then heard about this place. Added you on Facebook.
I think you reached out to me on Facebook, and
man.
I was like, "Show up, bro. We'll see what you got. See what we can do with you." Did you have any prior experience, like formal training, before you came in here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my home gym is in San Diego. We were just a small gym
Yeah.
in San Diego.
You want to
yeah.
shout them out? You're more than welcome to.
Oh yeah. Shout out to North County MMA.
What's up, North County MMA? You guys are
Yeah.
always welcome here, and hopefully, if we're down in the area, maybe we can cross train with y'all too. It'd be awesome because you've done a lot of good work with this boy here, man. He's solid striker, very good on the ground too, for only being a blue belt.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I'm just always trying to get better, you know what I mean? And I'm just really thankful to find a solid group of people here at this gym. It actually reminds me a lot of my old gym. So
Nice.
yeah, that's why I've really stayed here, man.
That's great,
Yeah,
man. Well, like I said, we've loved to have you. What kind of brought you into martial arts?
To tell you the truth, like, I mean, when I was a kid, I was always watching Jackie Chan movies and Bruce Lee movies. You know what I mean, man?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's funny to see like the difference of generation. So like when I was asked that question a while back, it was like mine was blood sports and
Van Damme.
Van Damme, yeah. You're like Jackie Chan, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the same era, you know, sort of.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a few movies that like from Jackie Chan that changed just my whole world, like Rumble in the Bronx or like
Oh, man.
Drunken
That was a good one, man.
Yeah,
Rumble in the Bronx it gave me like that real cringy feeling when they were hitting the bottles at him. Bro,
Yeah.
when I was a kid and I saw that, I was like, can't believe people do that to people. Just
Yeah.
hitting bottles at him. That was so, man. I hope
was-
you're okay, Jackie. I
That
hope
was
you're
the
okay, man.
first Jackie Chan movie I ever saw, and I remember watching it. And I was just like, "This guy is nuts." He was doing stuff that nobody else ever did.
Yeah, and he was all of his own stunts. No
Yeah.
stunt devils. I think he broke every bone in his body. That's so crazy. It's also kind of amazing too how we kind of all have a similar story in the sense that like movies influenced us to get into martial arts. At least they played a part, and I feel like that's a pretty common theme when I ask individuals like, "Hey, what kind of got you into martial arts?" And a lot of them are like, well, I used to like kung fu movies, or I wanted to dabble in it. So, way to go, Hollywood, for making all of us martial arts enthusiasts.
for sure, man. Yeah, So it would just being inspired by movies and stuff, and then also just hate to say it, but I did get picked on like quite a bit. You know, elementary school, middle school, and I feel like that too got me into just really wanting to avidly train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Yeah.
Yeah, for
some
sure.
degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that way sometimes about bullying. I was also, I've had my fair share. I mean, I grew up a little bit rough myself, and it really does give you that little extra motivation that you need. Like, I need to do something. And it's amazing too how, you made that decision to like, I need to take action and I need to change this situation. A lot of people, they just accept the situation and they maintain that kind of victim mentality where they're just like, well, there's nothing I can do. And you found a way. I mean, you're in here banging with dudes that are double your weight and making them quit. So that's I would say that's pretty good right there. That's a good way to attack the problem.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Like, I mean, think certain things that happen in your life just change you, you know?
For sure.
And in a good way too. Like you said, I think it was a blessing in disguise, you know? Because without martial arts, I wouldn't have found you guys. I wouldn't have found some of my friends, like some of my closest friends I met through a gym, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Was the gym that you gave the shout out to, was that the only gym that you ever trained at, or was there something before that?
Yeah, that was my home gym basically. Yeah, so I mean I was with them for a few years,
When you were like a smaller child, did you ever get into like a traditional like karate class or kung fu class or anything like that?
Yeah, I did Okinawa Goju-Ryu.
Oh,
Perfect.
Yeah, when I was like in 6th grade to like maybe 8th grade.
So you do have some karate in you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Doing
We're
the
all
katas and
karate
stuff.
guys,
Yeah,
bro.
doing the katas.
If you'd have showed up earlier today, I was doing kata before class started. I was in here doing kata. I know.
He was alone.
I was.
I forgot what they have usually at those, like, I forgot what they're called, but it's like that like wood pole, basically like a wood pole, and you punch it.
It's a
Yeah, yeah.
makawari board, or sorry, I can't
Yeah.
say the word. It's a Japanese word, and I'm only kind of bilingual, so. But yes, that is
Yeah.
the board, like a makawari board or something like that, and you just punch it. You know what's who uses that board really well? Steven Seagal in one of his movies. Yeah,
Hard to kill.
Yeah,
It was hard to
for
kill.
Yeah, hard to kill.
Yeah,
Hard to
yeah,
kill.
yeah,
Hard
it was
to
hard
kill.
to
Yeah.
kill.
Hard to kill when he comes back.
Yeah,
From out of
yeah.
the coma and he starts
Yeah.
hitting that board. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Makawari board, bro.
Yeah, but it was wild because I feel like that's still something that I remember to this day, that like at that karate studio I was at, my old sensei would have one of those, and one time he just, like, I mean, I was 12 years old when I saw this, but he put up his fist just the size of a melon, you know what I mean? And his knuckles were so conditioned, bro.
Yeah, man.
It was insane.
Oyama, Master Oyama, the founder of Kyoshin Karate, his two knuckles on this hand were one knuckle. He was so conditioned that that's what it was. It's just one knuckle right
That's
there.
gnarly, man.
Man,
Yeah.
that's some serious body conditioning. But when you do those kind of traditional, especially like karate, it becomes more of a lifestyle than just like a system that you train and do. I think that's what is somewhat lacking. I feel like sometimes when you go to like a MMA gym, let's say, because the guys that go to the MMA gym, you can only compete at that high level for so long, and then it's like, ugh. And as you start to decrease due to injury or age or whatever, you got younger guys going up, and you just can't maintain that high intensity training all the time. I mean, how old are you, Peter, if you don't mind me asking?
29 now.
Yeah, you're 29. I mean, you look young, bro. Good for you.
Got that baby face.
There you go. We're a couple old birds. I mean, this guy, really old. Me, I'm getting up there though, and we're starting to having to deal with some of those like slowing down some days, and
It's
those
not fun.
those
man.
old injuries are creeping up every once in a while. We were rolling today, and he banged my knee with his big old leg. And I had to
didn't
stop
do
rolling.
Anything. You
I
hurt
threw
yourself
my
somehow.
knee into your big leg, and it hurt a lot.
I don't even know how you hurt yourself. You just did.
Off your big leg.
No,
I told you. It was not comfortable.
It was
bro.
probably on the floor. It was probably on the mat.
Whatever, Joe. Whatever, Joe. Anyways, getting back to our buddy Peter here. So you got into martial arts, kind of helped with some of the bullying. Did you have any like aspirations of like possibly doing any competition, or what were some of your goals getting into, let's say, this gym that you had over in California? Because it sounds like it was a pretty like serious gym. Like these guys knew what they're doing, and
Oh yeah. Shout out to my gym, man. We had solid group of people there. Like a few of them fought for Bellator. One of them fought for the UFC.
There you go. Yeah, there you
and then
go.
a few of them too. Like shout out to my homie Victor, who just recently fought on the BKFC card.
what's up, Vic? Oh, I
Yeah.
think I've saw him. Was he on the podcast?
I think he was. Yeah, Victor Rosas.
Yeah, MMA Underground. What's up, Sam K and Buddy V? What's up, boys?
He's a beast, man, for sure. But
Yeah,
but basically when I first started though, really I was in it for self-defense, you know? And I think that is still like my roots of things. But again, like it comes to the point where when you've been doing all this training, sometimes you do want to put your skills to the test, you know? So I do see myself doing a competition or two in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's healthy. I think that's a great way to kind of test some of the techniques and skills that you developed and really put them to the test. And competition, I feel, is one of the safest ways to do that, because you're going to go up against somebody that's relatively your weight. It's going to be around your skill level, especially if you go and do the street beefs events with us.
Right.
You're going to go against a level 1, and you're going to do amazing, man. I think it'll be a great test for you.
Oh, for sure.
Not that there's any pressure to have to do that, but I always like to encourage individuals to go and test their skill set, so that it's not the first time. Like if there's something that happens in real life, you don't want to be under duress like that for the first time. You know, competition kind of it emulates a fight. So
Yeah.
it kind of you'll transition to like that freeze mechanism that people end up getting. They talk about like what is it, the flight or fight
Fight
response.
or flight.
Right.
Fight or flight.
But no one talks about that freeze. And that's usually generally the case. People, before they run or decide to fight, they freeze and watch things happen.
Yeah.
Competition and all that, you're able to settle in faster because you're like, oh no, I know the threat's going to happen. I need to react.
Right.
So that's what kind of helps, I feel like, I don't know, ease you into that situation.
I think you're right, and I think that one of the weird things is like, I haven't gotten in a street fight since I started training jujitsu, and so like I haven't had, besides competition, I haven't had to amp up to that level, except for like the couple of competitions I did, and that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. But you've been in like fist fights before. Yeah.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. When you have individuals that
Yeah.
I've known guys that have been doing martial arts for 20 plus years that have never been in a real fist fight or real altercation. And they themselves have a sense of insecurity of like, I don't know how I may react if it was like presented in front of me, if it's real.
Yeah.
And the ones that are super confident of like, oh, I'll just do this, I'll do that. Then you kind of have like, oh, you're a bit delusional as to what you think you'll do because you've never been in that situation. So by putting yourself in the fire, I guess, and doing that, you'll have a better understanding of like under duress, this is what I do. This is what I know I can do. So that's awesome, man.
I think really what you said right there explains it perfectly because
I have moments of genius. Moments.
yeah, because no, for real, because like I do believe that there's what goes on in my brain, right? Is that like if I don't train and stuff, like I will freeze up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, like and that was my whole thing and why I really started avidly training was because I already knew that. I already knew like shit, like if something was going on, like I would actually freeze up. And unfortunately I have been in like a few like street fights, and all of that, like whatever you're thinking like goes out the window, man. Your heart is like double the speed.
Yeah, the speed at which things are happening are a lot faster. Even you'll also experience that too when you get in the competition. Even though we do like, let's say, hard rounds in here sometimes, they only emulate what it's gonna be like when you're in the ring and you're competing. It's like, whoa, these guys are hitting harder than I've ever been hit. This thing is happening faster, and it's an adjustment period, right? That's why I feel like it's important too that we do some of these hard rounds so that adjustment period is shortened. Not that we bang every day, which I don't want you to lose your career or get injured in here, but I want you to experience what it's like to be under duress, right?
Yeah, I think this gym does a really good job of training smart, and I think
we appreciate
that is important for sure because like you said, there are definitely moments where I believe there's definitely moments where you should hard spar and do this and that because it makes it feel like more of the real thing. But at the same time, like not every class has to be a war. You know what I mean? Like not every sparring session has to be a complete war.
I still want to be able to read and do martial arts. You know what I mean?
You don't know how to read now.
It's not the point. It's not the point. I want the option to learn one day. I want the option to learn.
Shoot, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you're also a content creator, isn't that correct?
Yeah. I've been posting my content on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, do a shout out to your channel, bro.
Oh yeah. Follow me, just evil.friedrice. That's also my Instagram user.
Yeah, I'll try to get that in the description as well, so you can click on there and subscribe to his link.
What kind of content do you make?
Well, like so with my YouTube content, I have been making a mixture of my MMA content, but then just incorporating like life content in general. Like it sounds weird, but I be talking a lot about just life in general, know? And so I like to just kind of basically like my whole plan with that is making MMA content, but doing it in a more creative way. So, you know, because like you see a lot of videos of people already sparring and doing stuff like that. I was like, just like, oh, hey, why don't I do that? But then also incorporate it into like a day vlog. So people get to actually know me as a person as well.
Yeah, that's a great way to personalize that. For sure.
Yeah. So in my videos, I'll have like clips of my dog in it, you know, during the vlog. It's just basically what I do that day, you know. So for example, if I'm in here sparring that Friday, you know, like I'll still like make content and post clips of like what I do after sparring, you know, or the food I eat that day, just little things like that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Shoot, I wish I would have came up with that idea.
Yeah, but also, I'll like, I mean, on my community page, I will post the link for this podcast. You know?
Awesome!
So get some
Yeah,
traction in here as
heck
well.
yeah, man. We're all
honestly
I mean,
getting to the first K is the real struggle with YouTube. And I think after you get your first K, like the subscribers do start rolling in. It seems like, you know, it's more of like a snowball effect, you know.
Sure.
But,
we kind of figured it was going to be a bit of a build up. But we're all for it. I mean, a lot of this stuff too is it helps us, you know, kind of expand on our creativity. And the whole purpose behind F.A.W.B was to meet like-minded individuals and speak about martial arts and how martial arts has impacted their lives, because it's played a big role in both of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we want to collaborate with other individuals and talk about how it's played a role in your life and how you're able to translate what you learn from martial arts, not just the skill set you learn, like the physical aspect, but like the emotional, the mental aspect as well, because there's a lot of that encumbered in martial arts. You know, it's definitely mind, body, spirit.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I had one of my old jiu-jitsu coaches. He said it like the best. Shout out to my coach Kurt.
What's up, Kurt?
But
hope to meet you one day.
You know, he would say like, if I were to do it all over again, and you know, what I got out of martial arts, what I got out of jiu-jitsu is like, you know, like as far as like emotional wise, or, you know, learning through life lessons was way more valuable than, you know, obviously we're learning like the fun stuff, right? Like learning how to choke people out or punch people in the face, right? But it was really like the other things that he got from martial arts that felt like more worth it, you know?
I think that's definitely what you end up developing. Yeah, it is like you said, it's sometimes it's watching those movies and seeing that skill set and like, oh, I need to go join a gym to learn that. And then when you get there, they have like shout out to Pedro Sauer. He said he came up with this term, invisible jiu-jitsu, and by that he meant like there's those things that you don't see that are happening, you know. And for us, it's that camaraderie, it's that you know, discipline, being consistent, making sure you're doing a lot of the little things, controlling your anger, your emotional stuff, and you know, learning how to support your fellow brothers. And I know, you know, since I joined this gym, that's been kind of like my focal point too. It's helping build up others around me, and coming in here and having that atmosphere to be around, you know, guys that I consider not like really close friends. You know, all the people I associate with, or a majority of them that I consider like close friends of mine, I do this activity with, I do martial arts with. And if I'm not punching you in the face, we're not that close. Like, you know, unfortunately, sorry, I don't think that's a big secret to anybody that knows me, that you know, I get along with guys that I can fight with, you know.
You know, back in the day, like when I was cross training over at your gym, and I was training at mine, you know, the one I came from, and I remember I hadn't even known you that long, and you had come over to my house. I had hurt my back real bad,
and I came over and gave you that back rub.
Yeah, he came over and gave me the back rub. No, he came over and he gave me this brand new back massager. He's like, "Here you go, man," and he sat with me for a little while, and I was all banged up. I was just like, okay. And you know, that was, you know, and then, you know, years later, like, here we are, man.
Yeah, now we got a whole podcast together, man.
Yeah.
That all came from just like, you know, handing him some kind of back rub thing.
Yeah.
Eating hot dogs.
Honestly, bro, like when I first met you and came into this gym, bro, you're like super down to earth guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys both
You
are.
are best,
yeah,
man.
dude, it's been nothing but good vibes, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, like I said, if you come in here with the right mentality, you're trying to not only learn and better yourself, but you're also trying to contribute to the gym. You know, you're trying to make the other guys around you better. I mean, you have a lot of really good control. we've talked about this before. I get to know people on an intimate level when I train with them. You know, I get to
Absolutely.
learn what your mentality's like, what your aggression's like, how you react to like getting hit. All that plays a factor into like who you are as an individual. And most of the time, you know, if you're a guy that comes in here and you're like, let's say dangerous, you know, like, and dangerous in the sense that you have no sense of control, that you're in here and putting you with somebody else may endanger that other person. This may not be the best fit for you, you know, because we have that standing rule, like hit as hard as you want to get hit. And if you want to go in here and you want to bang it out every day, then you're going to have to bang it out with me every day. And if you're a low level white belt, chances are I have the upper hand. At least for now.
At least for now.
Don't test that theory. That's just me talking from my own gym. But you know, you came in and you know, we had some great rounds. Got to meet you, and it was almost like, I think, like within the first like 30 minutes, I was like, yeah, this guy, he's a solid dude. He's not in here to hurt anybody. He's in here to be a good training partner, and he's going to be an asset to this gym. Yeah, we pretty much just let you go that first day. Like, all right, bro, yeah, go with that guy. Go with this guy. Now, there are some guys that are still learning that sense of control. And that doesn't mean that their mentality, their intention is to hurt you. It's just that white belt, you know, like from never doing anything to like learning some in art, I guess. You're going to have a lack of control. So
I mean, I remember when you said it like a few weeks ago, but it's, I mean, learning how to control your strikes and pull your punches is actually a skill. You know, it's a real skill on its own, you know? And I mean, you can always tell when somebody's like really a good, like their striking is on point when they can do technical things, but learn how to control that power when it's necessary. You know?
great for feints. It's good for setting up. You know, when you can gauge your power, there's a lot of things you can throw off timing quite a bit, right? Because not everything's so rigid.
Right.
So we really try to implement that flow to that rigid state when you find the opening, pretty much.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? Not that the audience is going to know. It's kind of more of a personal thing since I got you here. How do you feel about that shield guard that we've been going over since you've been here? Now, I'm only bringing this up because this is kind of a relatively new guard that I've been playing with over the past month since you've been here. Prior to that, we have some stuff on my channel that was doing kind of like a technique of the week, but we've been really focusing on this counter punching stuff. Do you feel like that's beneficial to you?
Yeah, I think it's been good, man. Like especially certain ones that we've been doing. I feel like I naturally was already doing a lot of certain ones in sparring. Like for example, when we were, you know, like the strike to the body, and then when you're doing the down block, you know, For some reason, I catch myself doing that all the time. So really, it's just refining it, you know, as much as I can. Yeah, same with this one.
Categorizing it, putting it in there.
Yeah, same with this deflect, and you know, So it's all been, I think, is very practical stuff that you're teaching, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate that because it's always, you know, when you're. We don't really have a curriculum at this gym. I don't know if you've noticed, but and that's due to some of our backgrounds or the systems we've come from. We decided that we were not going to go with the curriculum, that we weren't going to go with a belting system or ranking system or anything like that. But having said that, I still want to implement things that are in a format that's going to make sense and that we can consistently drill it. You know, until I get to a point where it's like, okay, guys, we've been doing this for like a month or two. This guy has it down. This guy still needs some work, but these guys have it down enough. Now we need to move on and add some more stuff. I don't want things to get stale. I don't want things to feel so like rigid either. Like I want us to come in here and you know, give you that grace so you can expand on your creativity. That's kind of what we did today was with that secondary strike. You have the initial deflection and then that initial strike. And then I'm like, okay, now let's see what you come up with.
Yeah, I think that's what I really like about your classes too, man, is like you allow students to have that creativity, because like I don't know, I feel like that it's martial arts is like a fine line between like, like there is a lot of creativity, but obviously you can't deny like proper technique and certain things like that. But
There's principles to it for sure that you have to follow.
Yeah, but the way I see it is, martial arts, like the whole art of martial arts is, being creative,
Yeah,
right?
you make it your own. I give you a technique,
Yeah.
and then you're going to refine it to where it works for you. But I give you, like I said, the basic format and the principles to it of like, like leveraging or spacing or range or
Right.
level changing, and then from that you're able to build off of it and make it your own.
Yeah, and I think too, it's a lot of newer people kind of don't understand that. Like once you know the rules, you can somewhat bend the rules, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I love to put this as an example, but if you see like Alex Pereira and he's like fighting, right, and then people are like, oh, he's got his hands low, so then they're trying to do that, but they don't realize like.
That's part of his game.
Yeah, but it's part of
Yeah.
his game. But at first, man, he was probably sticking to the fundamentals.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
guaranteed.
Yeah, he was sticking to the
Guaranteed.
fundamentals. And or like some people think they're Floyd Mayweather. It's like, bro, you're not Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, get
You know
out
what
of
I
that
mean?
Philly shell.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
Yeah,
They get crowded and they get beat up.
Yeah.
You know, in the very beginning, we always tell people to not try to choke people inside someone's guard. That's something we tell somebody in the very beginning. But those are some of the funnest chokes to do. After you learn the rules. Yeah.
How do you feel about, let's say, ranking systems? Do you feel that they're necessary? Do you have any kind of opinion on those?
I mean, I feel like they're somewhat necessary because it's like it's nice to be able to track your progress, right? And it's kind of nice to be able to see how you hold up against, like, I don't know, like let's say if you're a blue belt, it's nice to see how you hold up against another blue belt, and so those things I do like agree with, but at the same time, like, I do believe like ranking systems and stuff, like it also kind of, I don't know how to explain it. There's times when it almost put me in a defeatist mindset already. Yeah, like so for example, like I remember being like a white belt, and then instead of having that mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna try my best, like I would like freaking get paired up with a purple belt and be like, damn, this guy's a purple belt, man. I'm about to get my ass beat, But
You're
like I
already
feel like
defeated.
Yeah, but I feel like being already defeated mentally actually ended up making me perform worse on the mat, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
And I realized that even with sparring, where like if there's times when I know. Like, for example, if I'm going up against you and I'm like, if I have that mentality of like, oh shit, like I'm gonna get out, like, like I'm just gonna get freaking ran through, bro, this and that, and obviously like, I'm not trying to say be delusional, right? But instead of doing that, try to come into the mindset of being like, you know what, man, I might get pieced up, but I'm gonna try my best, or like I might get tapped out, but I'm gonna try my best, And,
That's a great mentality to have, and also a really good point that you bring up. I like to tell a lot of the beginners or people that don't have the kind of experience that we have, that a lot of fighters end up beating themselves before they get beat. And that's the mentality that I'm referring to is you get it in your head, and then all of a sudden it becomes like quicksand. It's like one thing goes wrong, then the next thing goes wrong. Then you're focusing on what's going wrong instead of taking the fight to that person.
Right.
You're kind of, you're already in that defeated mindset, and that right there is I'd say 80% of the fight is your mindset. If your mindset's off and you're already feeling defeated before you go in there, you're not gonna like surprise yourself like, oh, I didn't know. You know what I mean? It's just gonna get worse and worse for you. So you need to. What helps me with that is what we do in here is get prepared. You know what I mean? I want to put you in that mindset here and then build from that. I want you to fight your way out of that, and I need to get you in that mindset, and then I need to find a way to help build you up out of that and be like, see, man, you did really good doing this, though. I know you kind of struggled with this, but you're doing this really well. So let's focus on what you're doing well, and then try to like build on what we're not doing so well. Like it's a process. It's a lifelong thing, man.
So let me ask you something. Do you think that you are still around because of the rank structure?
Like around, what do you mean?
Like if you're still around martial arts because of
Because you're chasing
martial
belts.
arts rank structure.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I feel like I was at first.
Sure.
But then it's kind of wild, man, because like when I was a white belt, like I really wanted my blue belt. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
It just,
everybody did,
like
dude.
everybody. I know
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
does. You know?
Everybody did, man.
Yeah, everybody does, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I just was like putting in so much work, and I would just be
Yeah.
like, man, I just don't want to be called a white belt.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I get that,
And then
dude.
I got my blue belt, and I mean, it was a great day. But then you just realize, man, you just basically are just back to
Yeah, it was no different
what you're
from
doing, man.
yesterday.
Yeah, you're literally just back to what you're doing, man, which is trying to refine your techniques and be better.
You know what?
And,
I think, in all honesty, man, I think I thought that I knew the most about jujitsu. I'm a late white belt. Like when I had 4 stripes or 3 stripes on a white belt, like I was like, dude, I got jujitsu down.
Yeah, no,
I know what
got it.
jujitsu
Yeah, now
is.
what
Yeah.
jujitsu-
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
you were close to being blue belt mafia, bro. Shoot, I got this down. I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys view it this way too, but it almost seems like every year that goes by, I almost like view and look at the human body differently because of jujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if that makes sense, I kind of almost like analyze the body differently. So how I
We
look,
start to get a better understanding of like leveraging and spacing, and
Yeah.
you get more familiar. Like martial arts, one, it exposes your weakness, and two, what it does, it gets you familiar with your own body. Like you start to learn with like what left is or what right is. You know, especially when you go from a horizontal or your vertical position to a horizontal position. You know, you start to lose techniques that way. That's why, you know, when you got somebody that knows stand up and then all of a sudden you put them on the ground, they're like a fish out of water. It's like they forget even how to
Absolutely.
punch. It's
Yeah.
like, what's happening here?
yeah.
So that's, you're learning how to bridge those things to where you're getting more familiar with your body as well.
Yeah.
So that's a good little,
Honestly, man, I think MMA is like the ultimate hobby, you know?
Yeah.
I might be biased when I say that, but you know, like, not that I don't like other sports, but when you think about it, like,
no, it's the best.
yeah, like, I mean, it's like
we can be biased here, bro. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
But I mean, when you think about it, you can literally take martial arts anywhere you go. You know, like you, because I mean, you're taking yourself everywhere you go. Like, for example, if you're a great soccer player, you're a great basketball player.
Gotta
like,
have a ball.
Yeah, like no one's ever gonna really know that unless you have a ball, right? And this and that. But really, like your skills are for you to take anywhere and everywhere, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why to me, MMA has always been like the ultimate hobby. You know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Shit, yeah, we've also, found our passion in it as well. What are some of your goals with it? Like, what do we want to do in the future here, man? Where do you see yourself going with martial arts? Do you see yourself as like a lifelong martial artist up until you can't do this anymore? Do you see yourself, eventually going down that competition road to where maybe let's say you do well in your competition? Do you see yourself pursuing like a amateur professional routes, doing something like this?
I would say that I could definitely see myself doing like well over like a few fights, you know? To me though, man, like it stops like me, this is me personally, but it stops becoming fun when there's like weight cutting involved, like like there's like politics, and like I don't want to name any names, bro, but I've literally seen people like do a whole ass training camp, and then their opponent pulls out last minute. Like there's just all these like little factors, And again, man, like I have mad respect for people who compete. Like I got mad respect for people who go through all of that. I personally never went into that mindset of like I want to be a career fighter or like I want to be an avid competitor. But it's more of like I fell in love with the self-defense aspect. I fell in love with the making friends, man.
I don't really see anything wrong with it.
And to me, man, like I'm having fun. Like I think and like it goes back to like I think you'll never get good at something, you'll get good at something when you're having fun doing it. You know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
Man, I used to really not like karate. Like when I got into jiu-jitsu, I got real snobby for a while. I used to not like karate. I used to not like taekwondo. I used to not like people that didn't grind as hard as me.
And he grinds. He's a grinder.
And you know what? And then I came to this weird realization where I was like, whatever keeps him on the mat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man.
If kata's your thing, if like Tai Chi's your thing, what like if yoga's your thing, whatever it is, man.
Yeah.
If you like that thing, like, and it keeps you on the mat, and you like just show up for stripes or whatever that thing that motivates you that I think is stupid, it's making you show up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still gonna reap some of the benefits, regardless of
Absolutely.
what your purpose is, and it's kind of crazy too how every individual has a unique purpose as to why they're doing this. You know, like similar, but your purpose is your own. You know, and your purpose that brought you here may be what got you in here, but then your goals moving forward may be different. Even though, let's say, our purposes are similar, our ending goals are different.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of crazy too. What martial arts does, it really does bring all like walks of life together.
Yeah.
We've explored that a little bit on our previous episodes, where we have in our gym alone, we have ex-convicts, ex-addicts, rolling with police officers, rolling
it's
with
funny.
with like dads of kids and all kind. We got families in here. We have females in here, and collectively, if we didn't have a place where we can go and do this, like we were saying, we probably wouldn't even know each other.
Oh,
We'd just
absolutely.
be
Yeah.
When would we cross in life outside of this? And we've been able to come in here, have a shared experience, find some common ground, and develop relationships. You don't know everything about us.
Yeah.
We don't know everything about you. We know who you are when you're here, and that's enough for us. And we can build off of that. We hope to have you around for years, bro. And who's to say you're not? And then, we go and revisit this, episode 100.
Yeah.
Right. And we're back here talking again, man. It's amazing how this can really bring people together. And
Absolutely, man.
I love that.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes too, that's why I never try to if it's not necessary, never try to burn bridges with people. Always try to be on good terms, because you just may never know, man. The MMA community is sometimes smaller than you think.
Have you, and we don't have to name names, and you don't have to fully get into this, but have you ever had those type of experiences where you've had a lot of negative, or you've had negative experience in martial arts?
No. I would say not, man. Yeah, I've never had anybody in an old gym where I beefed with, never nothing like
no
that.
cross with your instructor or anything?
No,
about to have one.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're still early in your career, so
no beef.
apparently
with
that stuff
anybody.
happens. Just saying. Man.
He's so full of life.
Yeah. To be young. One day, one of these times we'll have to tell you about our whole little origin story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
How we became who we are now.
Yeah.
It's an interesting story. Maybe one day we'll eventually get to it on the podcast. We're still healing, so we haven't been able to talk about it. So one day we'll be able to get there, though. I know that you're a blue belt, right? How do you feel about going from, let's say, your gym over there, you're a blue belt, and then do you think coming in here, we should honor that you're a blue belt? Like, if you were to go to any other system, do you think cross ranking should be honored system?
I think it all depends. Yeah, I would say, I could proudly say that I feel like I for sure worked for my blue belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
if we had a ranking system, we'd definitely put you as a blue belt. We just don't have one.
Yeah. I mean, so as far as that goes, I feel like I can 100% confidently say that. But I mean, if I really did like a gym, I'd be like, bro, if you want to put me as a white belt for now, man, whatever.
Yeah,
man.
whatever,
I
right?
mean, it's not gonna take my actual skills away.
Right.
But I would say, man, I definitely,
What
put some blood and sweat into my white belt. So.
What a transition, though, too, where when, like you said, you had that kind of epiphany, too, where it was like you finally got your blue belt, and it was like, well, nothing's really changed. It's kind of like just a different belt. It's like a newer belt I get to put on my gi.
I felt like I went Super Saiyan.
You know, like, yeah.
I would say though that day did feel great. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know,
It
like,
is a nice
got your,
feeling.
got your picture taken,
Yeah.
posted on.
You get your
Instagram
little
and shit.
carrot.
Oh, yeah,
There you
man.
go. You've been
Yeah.
doing well. You hit your what is it, like 180 classes or
Start
whatever.
calling all the
it
white
is.
belt
Yeah.
scrubs.
Take your pic with your professor to prove it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
and shout out to my old gym too. But we actually there never was anything like that. There was never like a you show up to this amount of classes, you get your blue belt. You know,
Sure.
You
Yeah,
basically just had to make it undeniable that you were rolling
Yeah.
at blue belt level.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like shout out to my gym because they would not give you a blue belt unless you really deserved it. You know,
Yeah.
like unless the coach looked at you and they're like, yeah, this guy's rolling at a blue belt level.
Homie's
you
a
know?
blue belt.
Yeah, they're not just gonna give it to you. You know, they'll keep you at 4-stripe white belt. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Good on them, man. I mean,
Yeah.
there are some
was-
there not to knock on gyms, but there are some gyms out there that it's like, you hit your class. It's a marketing thing. It's like,
it's watered down. I feel like.
super watered down. I feel like, yeah.
Here's one of the things that I just want to bring up, though. I understand that it is a marketing tool, but like martial arts had to have a marketing tool. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Especially back in the day when it was like farmers coming back from war that were like, well, I want to make some money on this. And how am I going to do that? You know what I mean?
Which back in there we talked about?
I don't know what it was. Okinawa, whatever, you know,
I don't know if
wherever
that's quite
karate
how
came
they
from.
did that.
Yeah, whatever.
But, no, I get what you're saying.
And,
Heck yeah.
and probably the only reason that martial arts lasted long enough and got big enough for it to reach us is because of those belts.
Some belts,
what
man.
do you think about
Well,
that?
It was I
is
believe
true. Yeah.
Judo was the one that formed the ranking system. Was judo?
Really?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that what you just said though, like that's why even though like I kind of know that in some schools it probably is watered down, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Guaranteed, it's watered down, bro.
Yeah.
It is probably a necessary evil though, because like you said, man, it's like at the end of the day, man, what keeps the people coming in?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so.
I definitely feel like it is one of those things now where as jiu-jitsu and art start to progress, people are becoming less and less about the belts, but it is still a factor. I mean, some people still like to hold on to some of those traditional values where they get the full aspect of like, oh yeah, this is what it means to be a martial artist. I know the black belt has been like a covenant thing forever. Like everybody wants to get a freaking black belt.
It's the only reason I started.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I
like,
wanted
you
to be a
go
black
and
belt.
get a black
Yeah,
belt,
yeah,
bro.
absolutely.
Yeah. Now I can just give them to you guys. You guys want some black belts? There you go. That's usually what I do with guys that want to be black belts. Like, hey, I got a couple at home. You can have them, bro. I'm forever a white belt now. Forever. Here's a quick little question for you. Have you ever trained people? Have you ever been in the instructor role?
Yeah, like I've taught a few striking classes and stuff. Definitely, as far as like jujitsu goes, help like coach kids and stuff. Yeah, that was really fun, man. That was pretty
Let me give you let me ask you how to handle this. If you had somebody that was coming in here very new to the gym, they claim they're new to martial arts, whatever, and they come in and they're a bit overly aggressive, especially when it comes to stand up.
Yeah.
How would you handle that?
I'd be like, did they sign a waiver? No, but I
That's
think
exactly how you handle it. There you go.
Yeah, right.
I think
Awesome.
Yeah, it's such a. I feel like that's such a like a situational kind of like depending on that person, because everybody could
Yeah.
be different. But I would say for the most part, I think it's totally normal to command some respect, especially with the new person and. Like you said, like if they're like, oh yeah, I haven't had much training and this and that, but they are being overly aggressive, I mean, like we're not in here knitting, This isn't
sure.
this isn't book club. I'm not trying to say hurt the person, but you gotta probably let them know, like, hey man, you can't just come in here and do that. You know what I mean?
for sure.
I think that's probably one aspect of the game where jiu-jitsu has the edge, right? Because like
You can go hard.
you can go hard on that dude if it's jiu-jitsu, just strangle the piss out of him. But like
You can even if you're not like subbing them, you can make it uncomfortable.
just smother them, bro.
You can just make it so uncomfortable for them.
I like to make them quit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to
boy.
tap you. I want to make you quit. Actually,
That's hilarious. I love that. How important is lineage to you?
I mean, it's somewhat important. Yeah, like I do believe like lineage is somewhat important. But other than that, man, I don't have like this like diehard opinion about it. Like not like like I have to learn from this and that who came from here and here.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Did you ever get? Did your at your previous gym? Were they okay with you like cross training at other gyms? They were.
Oh
cool
yeah,
with that?
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to my gym for. I mean, if, like they never had anything bad to say about that. You know what I mean? They always just encouraged it. And,
Good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's honestly the way to go, man. Because like the way I put it is, if people want to come to your gym, they will. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's
for sure.
better to welcome with open arms,
Yeah.
than try to say something bad about.
Try to get them to drink a Kool-Aid and be like, no, this is the only
Yeah.
way. We don't want you handing out our secrets to anyone.
Yeah.
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 Then you start to travel around and be like, oh no, everybody's doing pretty much the same shit. And that's weird.
Yeah. No, I think that that is one aspect of the ranking system where it gets a little weird, right? Because there is some weird stuff that starts to happen in different martial arts,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, especially the guys that have never been in a fight that have like 3 or 4 stripes in their white belt or whatever, or their black belt, those seem to be the worst.
Oh
you
man,
know?
I don't know how much experience you have with traditional martial arts or going to like a traditional tournament. Yeah, you'll see these individuals like I said, they're in their 40s or 50s, big old fat dudes who can't do anything. You look at them, bro.
Yeah.
And not to say that looks can be deceiving.
yeah.
I mean, look at this guy,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And this guy can get down, but you also know, like, no, that guy's over there, and that's a soft dude.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That's not
yeah.
like a guy that's
Yeah.
aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're walking around, thumbs in their belts, bellies out, and they're commanding respect to somebody that if they were to square up, this guy would rock this other guy. But because of the fact that this guy has been in this system for 20 plus years or whatever it is, 40 years.
He's like
whatever.
grandfathered in.
Yeah, it's like you're here due to time, bro, not due to skill.
Right.
And I know at some point there needs to be that, like, the more skilled guy isn't always going to be your top guy. Like the instructor is going to have a lot of the knowledge. Like that's important. And then if the instructor's older, that knowledge is very beneficial to this skilled guy. You know, so you got to have a combination of the two.
Absolutely.
But usually they have that level of respect for each other because they both know we need each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I need you for your knowledge, and I need you because hey, you're one of my top students. You're a skilled individual. You can shine through this knowledge I give you.
Exactly.
And they don't have that like you're my student. You're gonna fuck. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
you'll see that kind of in those traditional formats of. It's very militant, very cultish, very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, man, like I think when things get too cultish,
Yeah.
and things get too like that, that's really where I draw the lines with
I'm
it.
out.
I mean, yeah, because like again, man, not to name certain gyms, but I have been at gyms before where I'm just trying to get a couple rolls in or whatever. Maybe I'm like, hey, can I drop in? Pay a drop-in fee, and they're like, oh, you need this. You need our rash guard with our logo. You know what I mean? And you can't roll unless you can't roll unless you have our gi with our logo in it.
I remember
I'm just
one
like, dude,
gym
I'm just trying to get some rolls in.
Yeah,
man.
one gym, and I'm not going to say who they are either,
Yeah,
but they said that I couldn't cross train there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to cross train there.
If you're gonna wear that, you better
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. If you want to cross train, just come see us in a tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, we get kind of we're trying to develop our own little cult here, but we're trying to not call it a cult. We're like calling it like a tribe or something. I don't know.
A tribe is a
Tribe is
a
way
tribe is a
better,
way
right?
better-
That's way better than a cult. I've been thinking about that today. I'm like, yeah, we're pretty cultish, but maybe we'll just call it a tribe. Kind of on a technicality, jump in there.
yeah.
And you're part Native American,
Yeah,
so and
yeah.
I'm like a 16th, so
Yeah.
it works out well for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll initiate you. You got to show up at midnight on a Sunday
Yeah.
when the first day of winter, and we'll initiate you in.
Yeah.
down, man.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Hey, there we go. All right. Well, we're getting to that mark now where, hey, Yeah, man, we're gonna have to wrap it up here soon. But during this part, I'd like to give you any opportunity for any kind of shout outs. Go ahead and shout out your channel again. If you have anything up and coming, like a up and coming event that you want to shout out, please feel free to do so.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, again, feel free to follow me on YouTube or Instagram, evil.friedrice, and don't have
That's such a good name.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I don't have any competitions or anything right now, but if you guys watch my videos and stuff like that and see me training here, I'll definitely have something coming up. So
Yeah. What do we have any idea of like maybe a time frame of like when we'd want to sign up for possibly a match?
Yeah, man.
Like within 6 months, a year?
Oh yeah, definitely within 6 months, man. Yeah, I'm going to be.
That's awesome.
Right now, it's getting towards Halloween, and then gotta do a little bit of traveling in November. Gonna go back to my hometown, go see my family.
Oh, that's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
but afterwards, man, I just really want to lock in, and yeah, I'd be totally down to do
You
that.
gonna go train at your home gym?
Yeah, that'll be fun, man.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Get them out there. Gonna talk to them again. Wow. Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it. We're gonna have you around, and yeah, stay tuned, guys. Possible competitions in the future for sure. We do take guys down to the Street Beefs events, the Scrapyard. We love going there.
Yeah.
There's an event on the 26th.
26.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I will be there though.
You're gonna be
That'd
there.
be cool. Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
I'll be
So
there.
all right. So we're gonna have Toad there on the 26th with us at the Street Beef Scrapyard Halloween event.
Nice.
We're gonna dress. Are you gonna dress up?
Yeah, I'll dress up. Yeah, I think my girl wants to dress up too.
Heck
so.
yeah, we're gonna dress up as well. It's gonna be awesome. You got anything going on, Joe?
The WSU Jiu-Jitsu Club
Oh, yeah. How's
is
that going?
almost a real club. So we have all the staff that we need, and we are getting all the paperwork filled out. We're rolling twice a week.
Oh, you guys are already rolling?
Yeah, we've been rolling.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
We've been rolling this whole time.
What?
Yeah,
I swear you didn't say that last time. You didn't say you were rolling, right?
I guess I assumed that you knew that if I was starting a club, we were rolling. We started rolling.
I thought you were saying you were starting a club and then you were finding a place to like do the rolls.
No, we were rolling.
We have it on video.
We
I'm
were
gonna look
rolling,
back.
and then we decided that we were going to try to be a legitimate club so we can get funded.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already been rolling.
I guess I only listened to some of the stuff you
Yeah,
said.
it's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. I got CT and stuff.
Retarded.
Yeah. Whoa, Joe. Whoa. Autistic, bro. Two different things, homie. Said
Yeah.
Well, that's good. WSU. Can anybody
Yeah.
join, or is it just for WSU students?
It's just for because it's in the WSU gym.
See, that's
So
crap,
yeah, you have to have an ID to like
Get in there?
Yeah.
Like
so
WSU ID?
yeah.
Okay.
You want to use mine? You want to enroll in school and take like 1 credit so you can get an ID and then drop out?
I'm not trying to do. What are you talking about, bro? What are you trying to do, Joe?
Yeah,
what are you trying to do,
man.
man?
You could take
no,
women's
I'm just gonna
studies or something, you know what I
sneak
mean?
in
Like-
and then yeah, I'll be like a transfer student. We're- you know
He
what I
doesn't
mean?
speak English. He doesn't speak English.
No,
Just give him
say.
that lost look that you have sometimes.
That's it right there. Yeah, it's a good steal. So WSU, yeah, if you're a WSU student, I guess you're more than welcome to come and roll with this guy. I'll be there. I'll show up. I don't care. I'll just show up.
Yeah.
Whatever. What are they gonna do?
Sneak him in the back door.
Heck yeah. That's what I do. That's what I do. One more time, guys. Sponsorship package down in the description. Please feel free to check it out. Like, share, subscribe. All the subscriptions help. All the sharing helps. We're really looking for sponsors to help get some of our guys up to these events that we keep talking about. Yeah. And if you'd like to come in and train with us, we'd love to have you.
Definitely come in.
Definitely come in. You better come in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If you're not coming in here, what are you even doing, man? What are you doing with your life?
What are you doing with your life?
I'm going to throw out my schedule. I'm here 4 days a week. The start of my week, I'm here on Sundays at 11 a.m. I'm usually here until like 3 o'clock. Yeah. But we only train from 11 to, I think, 1.
Right.
And then I do the podcast afterwards usually. Then I'm here Mondays at 5 p.m. till about 7:15. Wednesdays the same, and then Fridays I'm here for the open mats. It start at 5 p.m. till about 7:30, somewhere around there. Stop in and get some training with us. We offer a free week trial, so stop in, see if you like the gym, if you like the guys, if you like what we have going on here, and we'd love to train with you. I also have a secondary podcast that I'm going to be doing in the near future. I know I've been mentioning it for the, last couple weeks or over the last month or so. So I haven't really sorted out all the details yet, but I'm going to get it going. It's going to be a fight review podcast that I'm going to do at my residence. And I'll probably be, doing a little session and reviewing fights, because that's what I enjoy doing when I wake up. We talked about that earlier. Or when I'm getting up doing my little morning routine, I'm out there watching a lot of the scrapyard fights, and that's what I'll be doing reviews on, is mostly the guys that we've trained with. And when I do fight reviews on their stuff, so when you get your competitions going, we'll get you up and be doing a lot of those fight reviews.
Yeah, man.
Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you again for doing our podcast, bro.
Thanks for coming on, Toad.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I love training with you. And I think that's it. So see you guys next week. Thank you, guys. Bye.
And when I say I'm gonna do something, I do